Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So thank you so much for everybody joining us today here in Vaisakhi in the Square, Trafalgar Square. And thank you, of course, to Ravi Singh for coming down here to this event and also taking your special time out to sit with us on this short interview that we're doing as well.
Thanks to Mandy.
Thanks as well to Mandeep.
Mandy dragged me here by force.
I saw everybody standing around you like, sorry, I'm gonna have to go for 25 minutes, half an hour. So let's have a brief conversation just about the Seva that you're doing, all the great service that Ravi Singh has been doing for the last, I'll say nearly 3 decades, if I'm correct.
Never look at it that way, but it's amazing. 3 decades.
It was started in 1999, right?
Yeah.
So what's so
7 years, yeah.
what's so key about 1999 is that it was 300 years since
yeah.
the birth of the Khalsa, if you want to call it that. Right now today in Vaisakhi, we're celebrating, marking, the birth of the Khalsa that took place in 1699. It was 300 years later that this Seva took place. So can you just tell us briefly, how did the Seva of Khalsa Aid start in the first place?
I mean, if you look at in 1999, we're marking 300 years of the Khalsa. It's the only time that I was in the Gurdwara committee in the UK in Slough from 98 to 99. And at end of 98, I started saying that we're going to have 300 years of the Khalsa. Can we do something, even for a local hospital, to mark it? But there was no real take up. It's just planning the Nagar Kirtan. So then in, I think, early 1999, February, March, started watching what was happening in Kosovo. There's a massive war on. So many people going to Albania. So I thought, why don't we start something? I started talking to myself while I was getting Nagar Kirtan ready at the Gurdwara. All the trucks ready. I remember tying the ropes. And I suddenly said, Khalsa Aid, that's the name. And the guy next to me, he slapped me back at that. He goes, Kam kar ki kari janna kalla, right? So I thought, okay, why did we call it Khalsa? We could have called it Sikh Aid, Punjab Aid. There was no other cross-border organization. We called it Khalsa because after 1994, the word Khalsa was portrayed in a very negative light at the then Indian government. Yeah. That anybody with the name Khalsa or the Khalsa concept became synonymous to that or that particular area with terrorism. Yeah. Which wasn't the case. So we were victims of great state propaganda. And for us, I love the fact that everyone here, different background, different faiths, and we work around the world. With Sikhs and the Khalsa especially, they're the ultimate humanitarian. We will forget about ourselves when somebody's suffering. Yeah. We'll always stand against Zulm, oppression. And Langar, Guru Nanak Dev Ji was the first Khalsa. Sometime in 2008, I went to Pakistan. There was a lot of the Sikhs and Hindu community in the Gurdwara Panchasar. So, and they said, we only believe in Guru Nanak, not Guru Gobind Singh. I said, why? I said, but he was the first Khalsa. He went to jail. Did you know that? It's a misinformation. Yeah. So that's how it started in 99. Let's Start has helped the people in Albania from Kosovo. And nobody said to me, oh, they're Muslim. Yeah. Why are you helping others? Nobody. People just were so generous. We never done anything like it. And next thing you know, we're from Slough all the way to Albania by trucks.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that. Even just the point about Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji, our first Guru, the founder of Sikhi, being a Khalsa, as is written in our texts, they say, Nanak Raj Chalaya, that Guru Nanak Dev Ji started this rule. In that case, so whatever you see in the time of the 10th Guru, this ideology of the Khalsa, it was started from Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji. And like you said, it's not just helping people that may be Punjabi, Sikh, Brown, it's for everyone in the whole world, right?
And that's the good thing about Punjab. Punjab is full of different faiths.
Yes.
And their faiths and people and that is our strength. Sometimes we fall into the wrong rhetoric. We start hating someone for their religion, for their color. The Sikhs will never do that.
Yes.
I always say, if you hate someone's faith or someone's color or someone's background, you're very insecure in your own faith, in your own belief. So I'm very proud to be who I am.
I agree.
So that does make us very stable in a way.
Where do you think you get this grounding from, this strength from? Because to do the seva that you're doing, it's not easy at all. It's very difficult. Where do you feel you draw that strength from and that himmat, that courage to keep doing it day in and day out for so many years?
I think you have to choose what you want to do. I still got a mortgage. As you know, in our community, some of them 27 years won't have a mortgage. Well, they're big cars, fancy, a lot following, but 20 people walking around with me. We don't believe in that. We're building something for the community. And the Sikh community say, we stand with everyone. We feel the pain of everyone. We feel the child under rubble in Gaza. We feel the person starving in Sudan. We feel those families lost their loved one in 80 after 84 in Punjab. We feel anybody suffering in any attack or any genocide. And that's what makes us stronger. So it's not really courage in a way. I think some people like me, we're just the way we are. Yeah. We're very stubborn. We don't really have care for ourselves. When Khalsa had started, first 10 years, we went into very, very difficult countries, Somalia, Congo. And now, last 10, 15 years, we have to follow a lot of compliance, risk assessment for our volunteers. So we can't be doing the same. However, like, I was in Beirut 10 days ago, and that's when the bombing was day and night, missile strikes by Israel. And, then you question, then you don't send new people. But you have to be determined to create something. Khalsa Aid has become an institution. Yeah. It's not just an organization. It's an institution for hope for you, for the youngsters. And we're telling people, no matter how dark the times, you cannot live in hate. You got to be the change. Yeah. So we don't just talk about it, we do it.
That's fantastic, the point they make there about the side of not having hate. Just to talk about that a little bit more, when you see these atrocities happening in the world, have you ever been in a situation where you've almost questioned your faith, or you question the creator, like, why are you allowing all this suffering to happen? What's been your mindset there?
You question all the time, especially when the children are being killed. Easter Sunday, I don't know where any of you guys were on Easter Sunday, but Easter Sunday, I was in Beirut. I was in Beirut with the children that have been displaced from the south of Lebanon by force. I think we talk about displacement, and we talk about displacement by force. Israel said, so thousands of villages, clear up, get out. So they went to Beirut, other big cities. I was with the children doing activity. On the other side, there's church bells ringing. Beirut has so many churches. Churches ringing, bells ringing, procession by the Christians, kids, and next thing you know, Israeli jets leveling this whole area 2 kilometers away. And in that rubble, who died were mostly foreign students escaping war from Africa. And when they leveled up, they leveled so many other houses. So sometimes you do question, say, is this what life is about? But then you have to say, okay, we're going to carry on. Yeah. We're going to be that change. We're going to stand with someone. We're going to say, you're okay, we're with you. When you're down and out in a refugee camp, people have no idea, first of all. If you're persuaded to hate someone, hate refugees, hate people you don't know, let me come tonight and tell you, you got an hour to leave before you blow your house up, right? You got an hour, pack whatever, and you're not staying in the country because countries are war. Imagine leaving, picking in that hour what you need, and crossing a border into another country. As soon as you cross, you don't have an ID. You don't have a state. You don't have any guarantees of safety, nothing. No health, no water, no food, no guarantees. And then on top of that, some of us say we'll hate them because we're refugees, but we created that from our political campaigns or whatever. So we have to question that. Why do we fall for hate? And when they say, like sometimes Ravi Singh, why are you helping others? Who's another? Are you another person? Are you another person? You're a human being. If you say Sarbat Tapala, we're all the same. Yeah. So where do we get that hatred? Where do we get this seed being planted into us that we hate of religion or faith when somebody's in a refugee camp? You tell me when you see a child in a refugee camp that you don't see that child as your own. And if you don't see that child as your own, there's something wrong with you. Yeah. I never see a child as a Muslim. I never see a Muslim refugee as a Muslim. I see them as people. And that is the hardest thing for some people to digest. That this world, you are not even a speck of dust in this universe, but you create such bother for yourself. The hatred buries you. So where's it going to take you? When you get older, you regret it. So live that life now and be the change.
And like you have in your t-shirts and your hoodies, recognize the whole human race as one?
Yeah, that's the one. Recognize the human race is one. As our gurus taught us, teachers taught us. We can't hate anyone. You guys here, sitting here, you're listening. You got to then pass down your social media. 20, 30 years ago, your voice was your voice amongst your friends and family. Now your social media, you post, it goes to hundreds, maybe don't reply. But that's the change. Fighting for peace is harder. When I challenge the Israeli action in Lebanon and other places, I don't hate any faith. I don't hate the Jewish faith. I don't hate the Hindu faith. I don't hate the Sikh faith. Christian. I always challenge the government. Hence why 27 years later, we don't have any medals from the government here or the king or the queen, because I'm vocal on what's wrong and how we should be conducting ourselves better on a global level. You have to choose. What do you want to be? Vaisakhi today. You're celebrating Vaisakhi, right?
Yeah.
Some of our guys, even some here, went to see the Prime Minister. Brilliant. It's good recognition.
Yeah.
I think it's brilliant. More should go. But we should also question.
Yeah.
When the Prime Minister say you agree with the siege, cut the water and electric to Gaza, we should question. We should also be part of the system, but we should also question the system. Otherwise, there's no reform. Otherwise, all we're doing is bowing our heads to an authority that continues to do that. So I love the fact we are in this system. We visit 10 Downing Street. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
But also challenge.
100%.
Because you can't say we agreed to the siege of cutting water and electric. That is just it's a war crime.
100%. And just something you mentioned earlier about the idea of being, having a mortgage, living a normal life amongst all the chaos and the seva that you're doing. If you don't mind me asking, how does your family react to this? So you're never at home.
Kids are grown up.
Yeah.
Time's gone.
100.
So sometimes you look back and where did the time go? You become so focused in something. That's the side people never see.
100.
You can't be driving global level 24/7 and trying to balance something. It's one or the other. Unfortunately, everyone's grown up, kids grown up, and they're growing good kids. But you do look back thinking maybe it's good to be normal sometimes, but it's in the blood, it's in the genes. You're driving something that a lot of people have hopes. You're carrying the hopes of millions of Sikhs who want to be part of that change, who want to be global, who want to be seen to be doing a lot of work into helping people, taking the langar where it's needed. So it's langar, which is a community kitchen for those who are not Sikh. The community kitchen in Gurdwaras in the West is very good, but it's needed where there is war, with hunger, the refugees. Our Guru Nanak Sahib Ji went up to Iraq, but then we go to Iraq and say, why are you feeding others? So why did Guru Nanak say to meet others? Because it makes you rich, enriches you to learn about others' faiths.
100%.
I love learning about Islam. I love learning about Christianity. I love learning about Hinduism. I learn about Judaism. I love learning about people, about their religions. That's what I think. This is where the lack is.
Yeah.
We don't want to learn about others, and this is a rhetoric that we get from the right wing. So we got to be in this world, create a change. Our Guru Nanak Sahib Ji, when he said to the sadhus, "Why are you meditating on the mountains?" He said, "We're trying to reach God." Remember?
Yeah.
And he said, Guru Nanak Sahib said, "Well, if you find God, come living amongst the people and address the problems." And that's what we are.
100.
We're not just the guys that meditate high in the mountains.
Yeah.
We want to be meditating and take people with us and help those people rise.
Well, thank you for sharing that. And just behind you guys, you can see the Charo Dasiya, which Bhaisakhi is referring to in terms of and that's one of the themes, I think, of the Vaisakhi in the square. They say in terms of Guru Nanak Ji traveling to all corners of the world and how that the aid work, Khalsa Aid, what they're doing today, that Seva is following the footsteps of Siddhi Guru Nanak Ji. And just coming to the last few questions, I appreciate you're really busy today with all the Sangat as well. Volunteers, you mentioned about it earlier as well. How can somebody support Khalsa Aid, whether that's been there physically or whether it's through donations? What would you like to say to the Sangat? How can they get involved?
Like volunteering, we have a stall down below that, just up the stairs. Volunteers, we always need, especially a different background, different specialities, who can help the organization forward. Also help people, like could be builders, engineers, or even people with just big hearts. Like I don't have a specialty, so I always say people, if you got a big heart, you want to make a change, help Khalsa Aid doing stalls, etc. We get to know you, then go on a mission with us. We never put new volunteers in a conflict zone.
Yeah.
That's people like us go first. So volunteers, absolutely. Anything we've done so far, 27 years, is our volunteers. It's owed to our volunteers. We always say our volunteers are heroes.
Yeah.
They're our backbone. Any organization, including Basics of Sikhi, all the name, any organization, it's the volunteers that make you. So we are always thankful to the volunteers and we always need more. So it'd be wonderful to have more people on board.
Thank you so much, Bhai Sahib. And we do ardas for your charity to carry on doing the seva going forward. And just what would be your final message to the guys that are here today in Vaisakhi in the square, marking Vaisakhi? What would you like to leave the guys with before you finish off?
Message of Vaisakhi is very, very simple. is what you take away today. You always should take something away from any event. Even if you don't like the event, take something away. So Vaisakhi, first of all, 1699, sometimes I hear people say, it's a festival, it's this. Vaisakhi is a revolution. Revolution that took place empowered the ordinary person to challenge oppression, embolden them, give them the courage, and build a better world. Hence why the Khalsa is ultimate humanitarian. Secondly, the message I would like to take away is you can do something. You can take action. You can raise voices. Like now, nobody's talking about Gaza much. Talk about them. They're still under rubble. Talk about Punjab, the 84, the genocide. Don't be afraid. This is your history. I don't know why we get afraid. Talk about the Yazidi people in Iraq who suffered under ISIS. Talk about Assyrian Christians. I don't know who Assyrian Christians were in 2014. I met them in Iraq. They've been there since time of Christ. Great friends. Talk about those who are struggling in life, and maybe they want to ask you who you are. Don't expect people to know who you are. It's just mingling with each other, not sharing that great knowledge, the history, the heritage, your identity. If you don't talk about other people, one example before I go, we all know there was a grandmother in America that was deported quite violently, a Sikh grandmother. But, I remember my son saying, he goes, Dad, look, they're forcing the grandmother. I said, that's very wrong. He goes, you're not saying much. I said, I am. I said, son, tell me, in the last year, so many grandmothers being deported to South America. I thought, why didn't we speak up? We didn't. But when it came to our grandmother, we want the whole world to speak up. Where's our compassion for the other grandmothers? All our grandmothers are special. Those grandmothers being sent to South America by force, or they're 40, 50 years of kids, they have a family too. But we didn't speak up for them. So we need to understand the pain is the same. Doesn't matter who you are. So share the pain. It doesn't mean they're going to ask you to do something. And please, if you walk past someone who's asking for food or money sitting on the ground, just stop for a second. Say, can I get you food? Don't have to give money. Just talk for a second. Just talk. These are people. We walk past like they don't exist. There you go, see? So we got somebody here agree. Hey, thank you very much. Thank you. So that's what you do. You say to them, can I get you food? How you doing? If it's a dog, ask the dog's name. There you go. He's an alcoholic. Now, this is very interesting. So some people say, we don't give langar to alcoholics. This guy has to live on his own in the street. Most people don't even talk to him. But we will judge him for drinking. Maybe if you spoke to him, he has somebody to talk to. Try living alone on the street. Try living alone in the street. One day nobody talks to you. And then you judge people while they're on the drink. So we don't know how they live. We have no idea what goes through the head. So don't judge. That's a great finish. I think you gentlemen spoke well there. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Best of luck to you. Thank you.
There's a short period where we can ask questions. I forgot to mention that. I think
Okay, we'll see you there.
if
We'll be there.
at the front, I think there's a question here. If you don't mind taking a few questions.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Hanji.
To see toilet honest but in that I bomb. She's quite happy with the good for a year still. And she did not she can about twice buses 40 years ago. About 10 years ago, he's sitting in a garden in the longer wall. And a gentleman laid in, he was hopeless. He drank his, was very drunk. And the Seva door turned him away. He said he couldn't eat here. If he drink here, I'll put to go inside. He left the Lord for it. My mom left her to taxi. She brought the hard packet. She sat it down. She fed her. And she said to the sailor, he could not like that you was here today. Also, leaders, you can tell I went away. And that man was so brave, so sorry, like what they said there. They want story, we want a story.
No, that's a great story. If you didn't hear it, yeah. Exactly. But then if the gurdwaras feel, which we understand, somebody drunk coming can be a problem, but there's gurdwaras, car park, have a special place. Say, look, you know what? Thanks for coming in. Sit down over here outside, we'll serve. No problem. But you don't turn someone away because, I used to be the same. or sharab in there, they drink. But that is what they have. When nobody even talks to you, most of you will be guilty walking by. Just talk. Just say, how you doing? I like I said, I love dogs. If the guy's got or a lady's got a dog, just ask, how's the dog? How old is he? It makes their day. Acknowledgement, right? Sorry, yeah.
No, it's fine.
Any other question?
One person that was on the street said to me, I would rather people come and see me and talk to me and ask me how I am,
Yeah,
rather than ignore me and walk behind me,
exactly.
try to avoid me.
Absolutely.
And that was really very painful to actually hear that, you know, that the
100%.
people have lost all humanity. And like you
Because
say,
we are here
yeah,
celebrating something that we don't believe in otherwise.
absolutely, absolutely. And to actually exercise the non-judgmental approach, because we don't know where people are coming from.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's absolutely
thank
right.
you.
Hi, Sat Shri Akal, Ravi. I just wanted to ask your comments or what you think about or explain to us the relationship between the Iranian regime and Amritsar, Akal Takht, because there's been a recent visit to Harmandir Sahib, and I just couldn't get the historical concept of their relationship.
Okay, so some of you don't know what happened. There was an Iranian delegation from the Iranian embassy in Delhi who visited the Golden Temple of Khalsa Aid Darbar Sahib. But when it comes to politics in Punjab and India, I don't believe any of that. So I don't understand why they were there. I do, however, love the fact they turned up to Harmandir Sahib, as we welcome all. If you ask me what's behind it, Indian politics are so bad, you can't trust your shadow. So I have no idea if there's agenda behind it or not, but I like the fact that they paid homage at the Darbar Sahib. But other than that, it's, you know how politics works there. There's nothing what it seems in Asia, in Pakistan, Bangladesh, India. So I have no idea if there's any political gain behind it or not, but I do know that I think it's a good idea for them paying homage. So I don't really understand the what's behind it.
I'll just share a very short story. I worked with a young man in the office once, and once he realized I was a Sikh, he told me the story of his father who had become homeless. He'd gone to a local Gurdwara. The Gurdwara actually took him in and looked after him until he was able to survive rehousing,
Yeah.
and they'd given him a great kirpan as a present. And he showed me the picture of the Gurdwara and his father, and he said the whole family would always have a connection with the Sikhs.
Oh, there you go. See,
A good,
and that's
good
what,
story.
and that's amazing. And they never forget that.
It's just a saying, really. I think we're all one, and I think we're all on a journey, and I think we're all there is no destination,
Absolutely.
and we are all people, and we're all in different walks of life. And if you have a big heart, then you can give.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
absolutely. We are all one. No matter I believe the same, we're all one. We all come to the world same way, and we go out the same way. So in between, we cause absolute chaos.
Well, thank you so much for that, Ravi Singh, and coming on for this short interview as well.
Thank you very much.
If you guys will speak more to Bhai Sahib, then just head down to the marquee at the bottom of the stairs. Otherwise, thank you so much. I'll speak to you guys soon. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa.
So, why
Waheguru
good?
Ji Ki Fateh.